HarperCollins presents Realms of the Round Table by John Matthews. Foreword by Sir John Boorman. Read by Ric Jerrom. Dedication. To the memory of Henry Treece, 1911 to 1996, another who trod the roads of King Arthur's realm and wrote many wonderful stories of it. Foreword. We must be grateful to John Matthews for unearthing these marvellous stories surrounding the Knights of the Round Table, and I look forward to immersing myself in their glories as they swirl about the figure of King Arthur. In my researches for the film Excalibur, I kept colliding with John Matthews. From his great knowledge of the Arthurian legends, he gave me notable advice as I researched my story. His writing about the Arthurian legend is enjoyable as well as authentic, and this book of new stories is as surprising and enthralling as you would expect. When I was working on Excalibur, I researched all these legends, and I went with a slightly different focus. I had Merlin as the central figure for my film, and he and his magic help in the quest for the Holy Grail. Arthur and the knights assemble at the Round Table and go off on their different adventures and come back and speak about what they have learned. Having arranged his marriage to Guinevere, Arthur later sends his friend Lancelot to escort his future bride back to Camelot. And, of course, what happens is they fall in love. Lancelot is attracted to her, but his love of the king is strong, and he delivers her to Arthur. But her heart was by then with Lancelot, and his with Guinevere. These stories about Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table have been published in many versions for hundreds of years, and one of the reasons it interests me, and many others, is that it runs very deep to our core. It is the central myth of Britain. The stories have been told in many different ways. My version was to do with the recovery of the Holy Grail, and that the king and the land are one. If the king gets sick, the crops suffer. The only thing that will save the king and the land is the Grail. Many knights go to try and find it and fail, until Arthur sends a knight who is but a boy. The boy discovers all the knights who had left on the Grail quest hanging dead from a tree. He is attacked, and his knightly clothes are torn from him. He's thrown naked into a river, and his weapons are all gone. He's washed downstream and comes to a bridge leading to a castle, and he climbs up naked, and a voice says, "What do you want?" He replies, "I want the Holy Grail." He climbs up to the castle and successfully answers the question that you can only see the Grail when you are stripped of everything, just as the boy is. The Grail cup fills up with wine, and he feeds this to Arthur. Upon receiving a sip from the cup, Arthur is immediately restored to full strength. This is the essence of the great myth. John Matthews' knowledge of the Arthurian legend is unsurpassed, and anyone attempting to reimagine them must go to him. My success in finding the Holy Grail and making Excalibur owes a great deal to his advice, knowledge, and help. Sir John Boorman, Animo, 2025. Introduction. Further forays into the Great Wood. A number of people have asked me before and since the collecting of these stories what it is about the Arthurian world that keeps us coming back for more. The answer to me
Sample complete. Ready to continue?